They started as tiny folded slips of paper that you only notice if you are already looking for something missing. I moved into the top-floor studio in late October because the rent was cheap and the walk to campus was short. The building was old and honest. Pipes breathed at night. The windows rattled when the wind picked up. I liked it because it was mine, and because it let me sleep without 2 hours of commuting. A week after I signed the lease, something soft hit the floor by the door. It was the size of a postage stamp folded into 3 neat layers. Inside was one sentence in tight, deliberate handwriting. "Don't answer the phone after midnight." I thought someone was playing a joke. Still, when the landline rang that night and the clock hit midnight, I left it alone. The click when the caller hung up sounded louder than it should have. No missed calls on my phone the next morning. Maybe the note had been right. They kept coming. A slip under the door with a command. A folded square tucked under my welcome mat. A scrap in the pocket of a jacket I had not worn in months. Each note was blunt and small. "Don't let the cleaner in on Thursdays. Leave a cane head on the sill on the 13th. Do not sit in the living room when it rains." At first I obeyed, because obeying was easier than asking who was sending them. The cleaner knocked on Thursday, and I did not answer. I left a cane head on the sill, and the next day it was gone, though no one below me could reach it. When I tried to explain to friends, I laughed and said it was a prank. They laughed back and told me to stop being paranoid. Then the slip started to guess things. "Bring the trash down at 6:45. The truck turned up 2 minutes later. Your mother will call tomorrow at 3. She called exactly at 3 and asked the same old question she asked when I was 10. "Are you eating enough?" Their handwriting was not always the same, but there was a rhythm to it. Short sentences, no flourish, tiny details about me that I had never told anyone. The scar on my knee from falling off a swing. A dream about a river made of glass. Little things that made me look twice at my own life. I began to wait for the paper. It arrived like weather. Obey, and the day felt safer. Ignore it, and small accidents crept in until I remembered the instruction and felt ridiculous and relieved by the same breath. One night a note said, "The next one will be from you. Fold it and slide it under the door across the courtyard. Do not sign it." I laughed at that. My handwriting is messy. The notes were neat. Still, curiosity won. I wrote what the slip had told me to, and slid it under the neighbor's mat. The next night, the same window across the way lit at 1:09 and went out at 1:22. The next morning, a slip lay on my doormat, folded in the same way I had folded mine. The letters were mine, and not mine at once. The loops, the way I crossed my T, the small curl on my Y, I had written it, and I had not. That should have been the end of my participation. I should have burned the notes and moved out. Instead, I kept waiting. The notes changed from directions to demands. A longer slip arrived and said simply, "You will be tempted not to follow. This will be the last test. If you fail, everything we kept away will not stop." We. I had never seen that pronoun in the notes before. It made the world feel larger and older. I tried to imagine who we were. A line of people keeping something at bay with folded paper. A small bargain passed along like a trick. The more I thought about it, the less sense it made, and the more I wanted to be done with it. On the 23rd night, the instruction was blunt. Don't be the last. I practiced folding 2 notes until the creases matched the originals. I wrote the line the way I had been shown. I slid them under the neighbor's mat and sat waiting for the relief that always followed. Nothing arrived that morning. Noon became afternoon. At 1:09 that night, I watched the square across the way, and nothing happened. At 1:22, the light in my own apartment flicked for a beat and went out. On the floor by the door, a new slip lay waiting. The handwriting was my hand, and not my hand, and the paper smelled faintly of lemon oil and old smoke. It said only, "Don't be the last. Now I fold paper with clean hands. I slide it under the neighbor's mat, and I walk away feeling both guilty and relieved. I cannot tell you what the thing is that we keep from happening. I only know that once you fold your own words into the loop, it becomes part of you. If you ever find a tiny folded slip under your door, unfold it. Read it, fold it the same way, and pass it along. Do not sign it. Do not be the last.